Well, we always say retirement is a journey, one that you shouldn't have to navigate solo. So that is why every week here on The Right Path to Retirement, we turn to financial advisor Jimmy Lynn, certified financial planner and the founder of Right Path Wealth Management right here in Las Vegas. WalletHub actually just came out with its latest list of the best U.S. retirement cities as we enter 2026. And I've got to think that these cities are full of confident retirees. Now, this list, it is based on cost of living, activities, quality of life, and healthcare. And of course, Florida is well represented on this list. Coming in at number 1, we've got Orlando. Then number 2, we've got Scottsdale, Arizona. 3, Minneapolis. 4, Miami. And 5, Tampa. Now, these cities may have been dubbed the best for retirement, but you might have zero interest in moving because you want to be close to your family, your friends, you've got your doctors, you've got your house that you want to still live in. So reading through this, Jimmy, my question is, does geography really determine someone's retirement success, or is it more about how you plan?
Well, I think that location matters both for your retirement success in your happiness in retirement and, making sure that you enjoy your time. But it also matters from a financial aspect. So you have to have both in balance. But you're right. Having a plan in place, kind of understanding where do I plan on living is very important because you don't want to wing it, especially if you're going to move. If you're going to relocate, you want to make sure that you understand what you're going into. I mean, we here in Las Vegas, I work with a ton of people that are moving into our city. So we're blessed with the fact. And a lot of that, quite frankly, with I think just people moving anywhere is oftentimes they're looking for warm weather states and they're looking for places that don't have a state income tax. So I know that Florida falls into that. So that's why that's probably so popular, along with the sunshine that they have. But you don't have to relocate necessarily just to survive retirement. If you're living in Chicago and it's super cold there, but that's where your entire family is, that's where your grandkids are, then you just have to plan around that. You just have to understand there's a budget in place for where you're going to live because the cost of living there could be very different from living in Florida. And you also have to understand that, as you get older, it gets colder. You may want to travel during the winter, get out of there. So you got to kind of budget things in. But we work with people all the time that are relocating into Las Vegas. So that's, I guess we're blessed with that. I got a lot of people coming in from California, a lot of people coming in from the East Coast. And so it's just really important to understand that when you relocate, you want to do it the right way, especially if this is something that you want to plan on in advance. We got people that buy houses years in advance here in Vegas because they know that this is going to be their final destination. And so I think that you do want to make sure that you live in a place that is going to be fulfilling for you. It's going to have the activities that you want. I mean, people love golf out here. They love pickleball out here. And so I know that there are many great reasons why people move to Las Vegas. But wherever you're listening from, you can make it work where you're at. It's all about planning. And if you balance out those finances with the planning of your social network, you can make it work. But it definitely does start with planning. You don't want to wing it with regards to where you're going to live. If you have questions about whether it's realistic to relocate outside of Las Vegas or to come into Las Vegas, we deal with that every day. Like I said, many of our clients are people that are coming into Las Vegas, but we also have people that we work with that move out and we still work with them for their financial plans. So give us a call. If you're in that situation, we'd love to talk to you about what is viable in your situation. I'm at 702-744-8344. And if you give us a call, one of our team members will get you on my calendar for that 15-minute call.
So I want to end today, Jimmy, with this story about an online influencer who heard about an 88-year-old man who was working at a Detroit supermarket. I'm not sure if you've seen this video, Jimmy, but it will tug at your heartstrings because this influencer decided to pay the store a visit and he found out that Ed Bombas at 88 years old is forced to work full-time because he just can't retire.
Retired from General Motors in 99. 2012, I went bankrupt and they took my pension away from me.
Oh my gosh. Do you have a wife?
She passed away 7 years ago. The thing that hurt me the most was my wife was real sick. When they took the pension, they also took the health care coverage and all but $10,000 of my life insurance. So I sold the house, sold the property I had, and we made it through. My wife died 7 years ago.
And you're working here how many days a week?
I work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
And you do that because you have to, or?
Yeah, I don't have enough income.
So this influencer actually ended up launching a GoFundMe, and he raised $1.7 million so that Ed could retire. And as nice and as beautiful as that is, the truth is, Jimmy, most of us will not get a viral rescue like Ed did. So I wanted to ask you, how do you help somebody build a retirement income plan so that they don't experience an Ed moment and have to go back to work at 88 years old? How can we avoid this by planning ahead?
Yeah, that story unfortunately hits home because I meet people all the time. And obviously the people that we meet are from all demographics, and they have different resources that they have available for them in retirement. And it could be a struggle sometimes. You see people coming in and they come in with maybe they don't come in with the resources that ideally they wanted to save through their retirements, through whatever reasons. Life happens over a 7-year lifetime of work. We've had things like the .com bubble that, depleted a lot of people's retirement accounts. We had the financial crisis that depleted a lot of retirement accounts. We had the scare during COVID where the market dropped, and a lot of people made the decision to sell from their retirement accounts. And so they didn't get the advantage of that rebound. So I see it all the time when people coming in, with stories of why they weren't able to accumulate what they wanted to. And so we always tell people, we got to start with where you're at. We got to create a plan. But one of the things that I would say is really important, and as the story illustrates, is it's not keeping all your eggs in one basket. And so that story unfortunately illustrates the fact he had a guaranteed income stream that was taken away from him. And then along with that, his spouse passed away, and there was definitely some type of loss of income there. And so those are the things that you do want to plan for. You want to try the best you can to look at your resources, have an honest conversation with a professional in your life, whether it's us, we'd love to talk to you, or some professional in your life that understands how to create retirement plans. Because you got to be able to create all scenarios that could come about and make sure that you have a plan for that. And so that's what I start with is let's talk about what our realistic goals are and then what resources we have to work with. And we'll create a plan for you based on all market conditions so that if any one piece of the plan breaks down, we have another avenue to be able to kind of pivot. So that's the first step is create that plan. That's why we always emphasize that, because once you create that plan, then you can always pivot if situations don't work out the way you had planned.
It really all goes back to our message kind of the whole day, Jimmy. Planning ahead is so critical. So if you're listening and you're thinking, I don't want an Ed moment, I want you to take this as your sign that it's time to take some action. Set yourself up in 2026 to secure your financial future. 702-744-8344 is what you need to be dialing, and we can find a time on the calendar for you to connect with Jimmy for that complimentary retirement consultation. 702-744-8344. And remember, there's no pressure here, no obligation. It is just a conversation and the initial step in your planning process, a space for you to ask Jimmy your questions, talk about your specific situation, and allow him to best assess how he can help you move forward. 702-744-8344. Or, of course, if online's easier for you, rightpathwm.com is there for you. You'll click on the Contact Us tab, fill out your information, and a Right Path teammate will reach out directly to you to get you connected and get you all set up. That is going to do it for us this week. We will be back next week, same time, same place, with more great insight from certified financial planner Jimmy Lynn here on the Right Path to Retirement. Take care.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Right Path Wealth Management. Right Path Wealth Management is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Right Path Wealth Management are not subject to investment advisory requirements. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. Any reference to the protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing carrier. This radio podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decision, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Right Path Wealth Management is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Right Path Wealth Management.
Market Guard is a firm that provides investment signals as well as portfolio allocation recommendations, wide variety of model portfolios. Market Guard does not offer advice or enter into fiduciary relationships.